Well, as you can see here behind me, I have finished reconstructing the builds. I really enjoy the process that all these little tiny bits of blocks that I can make and these little details that I can put in here, I can do now because of Create Copycats Plus. I absolutely love messing with them because they are just such a fun thing to do. We finished the builds and we got a lot of great interior space over here. Got some paintings, got, my cave. We got this ocean view. We got this guy. I absolutely love these pieces. This one was made by a friend of mine, very dear to me. This artwork is just phenomenal. So I also have made myself a little extension to this here. If you notice that the pillars of this here have actually changed. So it used to be very flat, and I put some extra emphasis on the corners and such with extra copycat panels, but now I don't have to worry about using copycat panels. I can use all sorts of things, like literally all sorts of things, to make little intricate details. And I can't do everything. Unfortunately, there are some things that I still can't really get to function correctly or look as good as I'd like it to, which is all right. I still don't have an interior for this building or this upstairs area, which, is what it is. I very much enjoy what I've been able to come up with, but I am just absolutely loving the design here. And I actually also love this design for fencing that I was able to make because it's bars that are on copycat panels. So the texture shows up on the edge of the block instead of the middle. And then it's these little edge pieces that line the outside that make it look just like it has a little bit more depth. As you can see, there are some areas where that kind of did the thing that it did. So anyways, I'm also considering making the lamp posts here a little bit nicer because we had these old lamppost designs and they look all right. However, there are nicer alternatives, especially with lamppost exclusive blocks and such. And my thought process is that it would just look a whole lot less bulky and, generally nicer. There's the alternative as well that Victoria put in when she made this shop of putting the lamps in the floor, which works. There's also the alternative of just putting down some mega torches to get the mob spawning turned off on the spawn island, which I think we'll have to discuss it, with the other folks. But I believe that's the general consensus, is that we're just gonna leave the central area here spawnless so that you don't have to worry about lighting anything up in this specific area. Underground is a different story, but at least on the surface area with everyone's builds and such and the traffic that comes around here, I think it would be helpful in general if we all could just not have to worry about mob spawns. All right, well, I lied. We're actually not going home. We're going to Mouse's house. And as you can see, she has made a very lovely cottage out here. Very, very cottagecore, very epic. You got some nice details. Got a lot of stacked animals. But we did what we came here to do. So yeah, now that we've got that sorted, we can go and show you guys what we were trying to do before. All right, so now that we're done having our fun, we wanted to get this field here. And although, this is technically Mouse's place, the field that I'm talking about in question is specifically above my base. And I used to terraform quite a lot. I still technically kind of do, if you consider an entire cave transformation terraforming. But what I would like to do is I'd like to actually smooth this whole terrain piece out. And there's a lot of purple here. It's good purple, but I really want it to not be so jagged. And I definitely want the entrance to my cave to be more prominent. So there's a big hole down here. That's where the cave entrance is. And there's nothing really telling anyone that there's a cave down here. And if you flew by this place, you'd probably miss it. You'd see Mouse's area and you'd see Hexter, but you wouldn't see my cave. And although I'm not really trying, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some time and I'm going to not necessarily flatten this area, but definitely smooth it out, cover these holes, and get this place at least spawn-proofed. I'm definitely going to keep the mouth of the cave generally the way that it is because I enjoy flying through it and it looks very, natural, even though I did end up smoothing all this out when it was first being made. And yeah, generally, there's not much to change about the terrain, but there is a lot to clean up. So I'm going to try my darndest to do that without crying. So roll the footage. This is not how I expected my week to go. But honestly, when does it ever go the way that I planned? I started with, redoing some buildings up by the spawn citadel, then went on to terraforming the area above my base. Now I'm in the black market cave inside Relic's area under Brewy. I even got to chatting with Relic. He's a pretty chill guy, but he's stolen quite a bit of my blood. And when I first saw him, I guess that was his mission, to steal my blood, and he's not giving any of it back. But honestly, I don't think I necessarily want it back. But he asked me for help with this area, and of course, being a master of caves, how could I resist? This is definitely my skill set. I think for now, I'll pause any progress on this area. To be honest, I think I need a break from this dark. As unbelievable as that sounds, I think I need to get engrossed in a different type of dark. The type of dark that seems never ending. I think we're going to do that today. But I also was unfortunately getting a bit distracted in my own cave before I got distracted in Relic's cave, and I ended up making some changes. As you can see, there are a lot of panels on the ground, and they're not looking like the stone that is supposed to. And I've also updated some pillars. As you can see, the very flat texture of the pillars that was there before has now gotten a little bit of shape. I actually kind of like that shape. I don't know if I want to do anything about these corner bits or if I just want to kind of leave them there. Not exactly sure yet, but I do like the way that it looks. I like the amethyst outlining. It's very me-coated. And of course, I don't think anything is visible with the shaders, but you can still kind of see, especially on this pillar, what I was going for. And of course, the media in here is just so pretty. It literally looks like the night sky, and I honestly love the way that it looks. Unfortunately, due to the fact that copycat blocks are transparent, this whole section has become this, I don't even know how to say it. It's become this weird lighting error, and there's actually nothing I can do about that. Unfortunately, that's just gonna happen regardless every single time. But I've brought back the lights enough, and I've also fixed some lighting errors that were happening underneath the edges. And now all the light on the outside of the circle is consistent, and then all the light on the inside of the circle is also consistent in its own way. But enough about gushing over the dark lines of my cave. Let's turn now to a different page and gush over the dark capabilities that I have now unlocked using, hexcasting and using the abilities that I've been able to harness. I have created a space inside the rift that I generated, and inside that space, I now have a room that I can mold and carve out if I so chose, and I can also infuse media to make new rooms and make them bigger, and I can even use them to entrap people. Going inside of it now, you can see I actually have lit this one up. It's pretty small, and I've tried my best to make it seem more homely. As you can see, I've got a single piece of cobblestone here to orient myself about which way I'm facing, but other than that, there's definitely no light in here at all. And I used some media and I created a second space, and this one was a lot larger. However, I haven't used any of my abilities to expand it yet, and it's still a little difficult to see in here. As you can also see, I've got some buddies here with me, and one of them isn't supposed to be here. Let's go ahead and send you to a different space. And this one I'm kind of using as an allay farm, because the quenched allay is a very useful item to have. And as you can see, I've got quite a bit of it. I think what I'll have to do is take some of these guys and I suppose eat some of their energy. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I know that I can eat the rocks in their rawest form, but the flavor of quenched allay, I don't think will be very yummy. I guess there's really only one way to find out. All right, so I put myself in my first room just to, ensure that this would work at least. I'm not exactly sure. I've tried before to eat as much charged amethyst as I could in order to hopefully expand my eyesight so much that I'd be forced to see in the void, but it hasn't really worked. So what I think I can do is I can just eat this. Then I'll just eat this block of quenched allay, as ridiculous as that sounds, and I'll be able to see, hopefully. I think. Bon appetit, I suppose. I don't really know. Now, I guess moment of truth. I've already made this space into a place that I could see the edges of, but let's try the second room and let's see if I can see the edges of there. I mean, I guess here goes nothing. Wow, okay. I didn't realize this was such a massive space. It feels so constraining when it's just darkness. But I actually like the fact that I can see it now. I mean, it definitely feels like it's not as eternal, at least, being able to see it definitely helps. And yeah, same story. It's bright and I can actually see. Interesting. I gotta get out of there because it's actually a little too bright. And yeah, This is much nicer. I like that. I like that a lot better. The darkness suits me a lot more. I did get a little bit distracted after that last little bit, and I ended up making a new trinket. And I kind of wanted to make a few new ones to add to my library because there are a lot of spaces that I have here and not all of them are filled. I think that I can fill these up pretty effectively. More specifically with this new trinket that I created. And what it does is essentially allow me to transport through blocks, but it allows me to do it from any distance, and it's very useful because I don't want to always have to walk all the way up to a block and then click if I'm just trying to go through like a 2-block gap, you know? Those situations can be a little bit annoying, and this essentially prevents it entirely at the cost of some media, of course, and there's not really much I can do about that, unfortunately. So what should our next spell be? My thought is that I should create a spell that allows me to recharge something. So there is already, if I recall, a recharge spell. I'm actually not seeing it, and I think that might be because I accidentally blew up a portion of my library a month or two ago, and I unfortunately lost a few spells. Just like 1 or 2, but it seems like the recharge was caught in that crossfire. But what I would like to do, instead of having the symbol for the recharge be the recharge symbol itself, I actually kind of just want to make it easier for me to differentiate. Also, getting some basic, outline things like this, just basic symbols that are very small and very effective are actually the most useful ones, especially because, my very specific tool ones are also helpful, but not as helpful as something that I can just draw and have it be a very easy thing that actually takes a little bit to draw out, and this just allows me to instantly do it. So I think the one that I should go for is the entity raycast macro that I made, which allows me to just instantly raycast to an entity using a backwards mind's reflection. It's pretty convenient, but I'm thinking the symbol that we could use could be something along the lines of, ultimately, I just don't want to make it too complicated that I forget how to draw it, because this will be something that I use occasionally. The recharge spell really only works as a convenient macro when it is something that I can draw easier than I can draw this symbol, which is already annoying to draw as is. This symbol is like incredibly tedious, as most symbols are that are larger. The larger the symbol, the more tedious it gets. And after you get outside of the bounds of like a hexagon and you have to go zigzagging back and forth, it's just annoying. So what I'm thinking is maybe I do something that kind of looks like a recharge, but is smaller. Could this work as something? I'm not entirely sure. So actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and make a few more macros, some, quick and dirty ones that I think off the top of my head will be very useful eventually. Maybe not immediately, but obviously having them in general will be useful. And I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, it's been a few minutes and I was actually able to get all the macros that I wanted out onto my library. So from start to finish, we'll have the blink spell, which I've made into a proper macro that I can actually draw out and use just in case I don't have my inventory, or if I just have like my staff or something on me. Then I've got Then I've got some entity ray casts with the compass purifications that are attached to them, and you can see I can do either the foot or the head, depending on which one I draw, which is drawn like this, like this, or like that. Simply put their foot or their head. I believe that's the way it's drawn. I don't recall. Next up, we have the simple recharge, which will actually just be used in like moderate amounts that I don't need to recharge like 100 things. Like let's say I've got, this, and all I need to do is just get the single entity that I have and recharge it instead of, sitting here and drawing this whole thing. I can just look at the entity and draw a simple recharge looking symbol and recharge it using that, which is extremely helpful. The next variation of that is an advanced recharge, and of course this is the regular recharge pattern that I've been using for a while. It's the one that's on my recharge trinket, which is somewhere in here. Yeah, there. It's the one that's on my recharge trinket, and it's the one that I've been using for a while, and it's extremely useful, except it only doesn't work if you're in an area with a lot of enemies. So whenever I'm, mining and I just need to do a simple recharge, I can do this one. Or if I need to do an extreme recharge, I can do this one. But I can also just use my trinket for this. But specifically, these symbols that I draw out, that I can actually draw on the hex grid, are only there in case I don't have my trinkets for whatever reason, or if I don't have access to them, or, if I'm banished to a different realm and I have to find my way out with nothing but a staff and my wit, then sure, I'll be able to do the things. So yeah, I think for now, that's all I really wanted to do with hexcasting specifically. Oh my. Whoa, okay. There's people.
Hear that?
I think so. It looks like new people.
Good. Why are you looking at me like you're confused?
Because I am confused.
More than one at once?
More people.
Oh, hi.
Two people at the same time?
I mean, me and Dak showed up at the same time.
This is true.
Another pair in?
There's more people.
I don't know
More
this guy.
people.
Oh, you guys don't know each other.
I don't know.
Well, then maybe it's time to start with some introductions. Who are y'all?
I'm Cranky. Hi. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome me.
Yeah,
Welcome.
welcome.
Welcome, Craig.
That's about right. Yeah. That's the introduction I'm looking for.
And you?
I'm Loose Link. I'm Luke. You can just call me Luke.
Hi, Luke.
Okay.
Hey, Luke.
So you'll know y'all's name. Do you know where you're from, though? We've had a couple of people come through. Okay, where?
If I said the name of the place, your ears would bleed.
What?
Okay,
That's concerning.
We're gonna avoid that then. I'm not down for that today. I've already had quite the day. What
guys are
about
just
you?
People.
What do you mean by that?
What?
What? Canada.
This is a place called Canada.
I've heard of that place.
Is that around here? Where?
I don't know.
Great.
I've never been good with geography, to be honest.
Right. Well, this is the island of Regalis. Welcome in.
Heard of this place.
Thank you.
What?
Is there free healthcare?
What?
Free, right? There's nothing free. Don't tell me the free stuff.
I mean, there is free stuff if you got one of these.
Do we have healthcare?
There is free
If
stuff.
you got one of these,
Yeah,
you
what's
get
a
free
healthcare?
stuff. No, this is a
Charge
passport. You don't
to
burn your
make sure that you
passport.
don't die.
Hey, wait, whoa! There's
we
another
just-
person.
What?
Wait, what?
There's more?
What?
Hey, hello.
What the
Wait,
hell?
wait, he's sparkly like Shinko. He's sparkly.
Like who?
Oh,
Is this-
you
is
never-
this-
okay.
Yeah, I never
Hold on,
met
hold on.
Shinko.
Would you do me a favor? Would you just like take a quick seat?
Whoa.
He's like Shinko.
Whoa.
I don't know
He's
who
like
that is.
Shinko. Okay, so Shinko was like the dude. What's your name? What's your name, bud?
Talon.
Talon. All right.
Alan. Okay.
Welcome, Talon. I'm assuming you just got in too, then.
Assuming here is where?
This is the island of Regality. Let's go through introductions real quick again, since you're new to this as well. My name's Vince. I make machines around these parts. I made the trains. This right here,
I'm
Think
cranky.
he
I know
knows what
everything.
Healthcare is.
he knows how to count really good.
That's still up in the air.
That's still up in the
Really,
air.
really good. This is Jack. He does things.
I do things.
He does things. He's real good at things. He's a newer arrival like you folks. This here is Canada Man,
Okay, no, you can call me Luke.
pun intended. And then this is an evil wizard man. Don't listen to anything he tells you.
Very evil wizard man. Yep, that's me.
His name's Dak.
My name
We
is
all know
Dak.
that purple is a very evil color.
See? Evil wizardry.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wizardry's kind of cool.
All right, so after a while of meeting all the new people and getting acquainted with their locations and getting them, with various mediums that they needed to pursue their chosen aspects or whatever you want to call it, I don't really know. However, one of them, specifically Talon, was very interested because of his starborn qualities in the acquiring of amethysts. And obviously, I have amethyst going up and down and left and right in all places because I'm just so acquainted with it because of my hexcasting and other reasons that I eat them. So I'm very familiar with amethyst and I'm very familiar with acquiring it and such that I kind of struck a deal with him. So he visited me while I was out streaming and informed me about some stuff that he had acquired through less than legitimate means, but still acquired nonetheless.
I did a thing.
Yes. Is this
Now-
something you want to reveal on stream is the question. I'm thinking that could definitely be arranged, and I'll give you those 9 there to keep, just as a short stimulus while I work on, getting that other thing sorted.
I'll set up a dead drop for the block of amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
Something you can get when you're not streaming.
Sure. Yeah, definitely not when I'm not streaming. But yeah, that sounds like a good thing to get sorted. Do you want to shake on it or like what's the just there you go.
There we go.
There we go. So then after he made this deal for this air quotes amethyst block that I was to be acquiring for trade of near infinite amethysts, I got a little bit of let's say forewarning by the Marzantine board for this acquired amethyst artifact that, of course, is completely legal and totally not illegitimate to have in my possession at all. And, well, I was visited and, all right, I was told that I actually have mail here and, that's, not very good looking. It's a black envelope. What's going on with that? Formal notice. Formal notice. It has come to the island's attention that you are in possession of a stolen Marzantine passport. You are being given a one-time offer to return this passport in this toolbox immediately, or face further penalties. Argentine Island Board. See, I don't think I really want to be going down with the Argentine Island, but to be honest, they don't believe in magic, and well, magic is very real, so I'm going to choose to not believe that they know that I have a passport, and we'll just hope that it, doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, that's the plan. It's just I don't have it. I don't have a passport. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't even know what the passport looks like. I don't know what they're talking about, I don't have any idea. So, this could be a problem. So after all that was said and done, I set out to oblige this Vince with his request of retaining his passport, and I've decided to experiment. I understand that hexcasting has some properties in it that allow you to duplicate and create matter from other things, transfigure and such, and I wanted to explore some of that, and so I did, and I think I was very successful in doing so. All I have to do is get the name from this lectern and put it onto my stack like this. Then I have to get it out of that list, so it's just the name, and then put you and you, and I can grab this, and if I recall correctly, all I have to do is get the string and the entity, and I can rename it, and hopefully if I infuse enough magic into this, I can get the Argentine passport to copy over. I hope. I suppose we'll see. So with them both now in my inventory, one of them is a counterfeit, and the other is real, but I think what I really need to do is go and verify. I need to go see if it actually works. So, of course, after all was said and done, now we're here. And I've got to return this item back to Argentine before further legal actions are struck down upon me. I'm going to have to play my cards very carefully because this thing that I've acquired is very important. Something that can bring a lot of heat to me if I'm not careful. And I like the solitude of my cave. I enjoy the aspects of, lingering in places where people don't really know where I am. And of course, Vince and the Argentine board know of this cave. They've been monitoring it for a while, and I'm kind of scared. This is my safe space. This is the place where I find the most solace, and the amethyst that abounds in these walls is where I find the most peace. But the rifts that I've opened in here do not scare this Vince Mars from wanting to come over here and mess with me to, I suppose, reclaim his property. So I'm going to have to give that back to him at some point and maybe, figure out how he figured this out in the first place. But I'm thinking, surely Talon wouldn't rat me out that quickly, right? Surely. But of course, for the time being, I'm just going to have to deal with what I've got. And what I've got is a fresh Argentine passport that was created using hexcasting, which I was actually very pleased to figure it out. And we're going to have to test and see if it works, because that'll be very interesting if it does. There's a lot of implications that will come of something like that working and functioning, and maybe I'll be able to craft it again. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, I'm kind of in hot water at the moment, and I'm trying to, I suppose, lay lower than I already am in this cave, and we'll see if how much I can really get away with. But yeah, for the time being, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. If you enjoyed, please do feel free to leave a like, leave a comment. If you wanted to see, certain aspects, if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down in the comment section below. I will be sure to answer and such. If you liked the video and find yourself coming back at any interval whatsoever, please do consider subscribing. It helps me out. It lets me know that you guys actually enjoy this content and you want to see more. Of course, like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, I'm sorry to hear that. Let me know what I could do better down in the comment section, or, if, this type of stuff isn't your vibe, then let me know, I've got other content as well. I don't just make Minecraft content. I make games content and various other things, not as consistently as anyone would really like, but consistently enough that I feel like I can consider that is something that I do, even if it's not consistent. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you when I see you.
So we are stuck here until we find the solution to something. I wish you luck with it. Maintain your form. Okay?
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Here.
Hey, have you tried these rocks? They're pretty good. Yeah, but rocks.
Don't eat the magic rocks.
Magic rocks taste delicious. Don't bash until you try it.
Get that
I'll take
stuff
it.
away from me.
Uh-oh. You just threw my fish.
Shoot an arrow.
Oh god, there is.
No, I was shooting the arrow at the dragon. There's a dragon. Where are you going?
Oh, and there's a warden.
To grab food.
That's fair enough.
Ah!
It's so much easier when you just.
Sorry, there's a monster.